The news, good evening. The central bank has expressed their concerns with the elevated exchange rates in the country, and this is despite the fact that over the last 2 weeks it has observed some stability in the exchange rate and some convergence of demand and supply. Central Bank Governor Caroline Abel was speaking at a press conference this morning.
It is having a significant consequence for increasing prices and therefore affecting the objective of price stability of the central bank. And we would like to call on all economic agents that we really need to relook at our consumption, which will affect the whole country's importation basket, such that we can achieve stability in the exchange rate. Because where we are now, it's really putting a strain, especially on individuals with lower income, which are finding it very difficult to manage these elevated prices. So central bank is putting a strong message today that we need to be conscious of that and act appropriately such that we do not cause more damage to the limited resources that we have.
The central bank has also pointed out that it is against the law to ask clients to pay in foreign exchange for goods and services being provided locally in the country. However, there are exceptions, such as if it is made under a written law or stipulated in a contract. CBS was reacting to complaints from clients that they are being asked to pay for certain goods and services in foreign exchange. And Governor Abel says an award she received recently does not represent her personally, but the central bank and its staff. She was one of the recipients of the Africa's Women Leaders Awards as part of the Africa Leadership Awards held virtually recently.
The award for me is not for me, does not reflect me purely as the governor of the central bank, but it is representative of the institution, which is the Central Bank of Seychelles, which we work as a team. And this award reflects the work that is being done by this team, especially this year, in light that 2 awards have been received. So for me, it is really capturing what this group of people have been doing, especially this year, for long hours being given for us to be able to deliver for the public and business community at large in collaboration with government through guidance being provided by the board. So this is what the award represents, Central Bank of Seychelles.
The President of the Republic, Mr. Wavel Wamkelawan, will undertake a 5-day working visit to the United Arab Emirates, UAE. He leaves the country tomorrow and will be back on Thursday, the 17th. He will be accompanied by the Minister for Foreign Affairs and Tourism, Mr. Sylvestre Radigon, Ambassador Jean-Claude Adrien, the head of the Seychelles mission based in the UAE, and the third secretary in the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Tourism, Mr. Jonathan Poole. The National Assembly has approved a bill to amend the business tax. It follows the decision by the European Union earlier this year to add Seychelles to a list of countries it considers as non-cooperative tax jurisdictions. During today's debate, some members said it was a price the country has had to pay as offshore businesses proved to be a lifeline when foreign exchange earnings reduced considerably after tourism activities ceased at the height of the COVID-19 pandemic. The Minister for Finance, Nadi Hassan, said amendments to some other laws will have to be made to ensure total compliance to international norms. 2 new rare plants have been discovered. There are 2 versions of the boadou. One has been found on Prale and the other on Silhouette. The discovery was made by 30-year-old Seychellois scientist Tara Padayashi and her team at the National Herbarium. In a ceremony held recently, a copy of the scientific paper published on the 2 new endemic species was presented to the minister responsible for environment, Mr. Flavien Joubert. Before this study, it was believed that there was only 1 endemic species of boadou growing on Mahé, Prale, and Silhouette, but the research has now proven that the species of boadou found on these 3 islands are actually different from one another. Students who have participated in the first Global Challenge for 2020 have received their certificates. This was during a ceremony held at the NISTI office at Belom.
It was the minister responsible for investment, entrepreneurship and industry who presented the students with the certificates. The first global competition is an annual.
By bringing these future STEM leaders together in an engaging and collaborative competition that drives home the importance, excitement, and applicability of STEM education, First Global hopes to inspire students to learn the skills they will need to make the discoveries that their parents thought impossible.
It's the 4th group of students to participate in the first Global Challenge. The Chief Executive Officer of NISTI, Xavier Stico, said the theme of this year is connecting communities.
Team Seychelles has not leapfrogged, but has rather made a quantum leap from the 100th ranking category to the 40th ranking category, specifically 47th place ranked over 175 participating countries. Despite of the Public Health Authority's strict guidelines, our team has been able to complete all the challenges on time to come to this rather impressive performance.
Mr. Stico has confirmed that most of the past students who took part in the first global competition have chosen a career in technology.
And finally, Mrs. Bibiane May has celebrated her 100th birthday today, making her the 12th woman aged 100 years and older here in Seychelles. She spent her birthday in the presence of her 8 children, her grandchildren and great-grandchildren, and friends of the family. Longtime friend, Minister Rosemary Waro, presented Mrs. May with a gift from the President, and another longtime standing friend, Deacon Louis Akatine, performed a blessing ceremony. Mrs. May lives with one of her sons, and although she requires some help, she manages to move about on her own. And with this, we've come to the end of this news summary. Thanks for watching.